So yesterday I went to the library to meet my friend and I got completely distracted by this like little stand booth thing that they had where they were just selling like old used physical media like books and CDs and stuff like that. So I got some stuff and everything was super cheap. Like I got a bunch of stuff for really cheap. And the day before I'd actually went with a different friend to like a used bookstore and they had a bunch of physical media but everything cost money, and so I just ended up taking pictures of things that piqued my interest to look up later. But no, this time I actually have a little haul and I want to document what I got. Okay, so what was the first thing I picked up? I think the first thing I picked up was this book. It's called This Is a Movement, and I it's like about these high schoolers from Edmonds talking about their trauma. And the reason it stood out to me was because it's just like a bunch of short stories too. The reason it stood out to me was because it was like local. It's from Edmonds, which is just, it's not super close to where I live, but it's like local enough. And I feel like, I don't know, just like noticing online, it kind of feels like all these different artists are like commodifying their like subculture that they grew up in, and I just want to like, I don't know, I'm more interested in like local art now to me and like what people are doing in Washington because I'm from Washington. And another thing is that it's about a bunch of high schoolers talking about their trauma, and I feel like I only really hear about adults talking about their trauma and they're like, yeah, this is why I'm fucked up, but I don't know, high schoolers, they kind of have a different perspective on it. And I was a high schooler not too long ago, and I remember talking about our traumas with each other. We'd kind of have like a, I don't know, it's just a different perspective. Like, you just, a perspective of like, I don't know, removedness, like loss of innocence, you know, where it's not like loud and it's not like, it's just kind of like it is what it is, was kind of what it felt like discussing that as like a high schooler. So I'm really excited about reading this. And then I think the next thing I picked up was, oh, that was 25 cents, by the way, like a steal. Oh my god. A steal. But the next thing I picked up was this National Geographic magazine on the Eskimos from the 70s, from 1970s. And I picked it up because it was like the pictures in this look really cool. Like, they look really cool. Oh no, they just have really cool pictures and stuff. And I remember in elementary school I did a bunch of like little projects on the Eskimos and stuff. So I'm excited to like look into this. And this was only 25 cents too. And then I think the next thing I picked up was they had comics, and I got this Batman one. I am obsessed with Batman. I think Batman the Dark Knight is like my most favorite movie of all time, but I think part of the reason why it's my most favorite movie of all time is just because we bought it on DVD when I was a kid, and so we just had it on DVD, so I would just watch it over and over again. Like, I'd watch it quite often. I'd watched it like a lot of times. And I think that was kind of part of the reason it was my favorite, is because we just had it. And it also happened to be a really good movie. And then I got really obsessed with Batman for a time. And so this is from 2007. And I was like, at first I thought it was a lot older because it's like in a sleeve and everything. And this was only like $1 too. But then I was like, actually, 2007 was 20 years ago. So this is still really old. Like, this is still an artifact of its time. And yeah, I'm excited to read this. Also, I really like the Joker movie, but I never watched the second Joker movie. I think that they changed Joker's story, so initially I was like not into it because I'm like a purist or whatever, but then I realized the initial Joker story of like falling in acid and stuff was not, it's not realistic. Like, that was just for the comics. And so they actually did come up with something really good the second time. Um, But yeah, still a fan of Batman. I still respect the lore, and I'm excited to read this. I have no idea what this is about. Um, but yeah, okay. Next thing I picked up was this CD, which was the Kronos Quartet, Astor Piazzolla. I am obsessed with Astor Piazzolla. He's my favorite composer of all time, like favorite classical composer. He composes like jazz, classical, tango, actually on bandoneon, but a lot of like classical composers in that play like string instruments or like jazz instruments will like make um, will like re-record his work and like make arrangements of his work. And I saw this and I tried to look this up on Spotify to like see what it will sound like a little bit, but it it wasn't there. Oh my god, it actually says with Astor Piazzolla on bandoneon. Are you serious? I didn't see that before. I did not see that before. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look that closely at this. I just saw Astor Piazzolla and was down. Because I'm looking at this now and these recordings are from like 1920 and stuff. This is crazy. I'm gonna have so much fun listening to this. I think Astor Piazzolla is like, he's able to create music that's so beautiful, but also so like intense and sad and kind of harrowing and kind of scary at the same time. Like I kind of want my music to exist in that space, or just all of my art to exist in that space where it's like this is so beautiful but it's also kind of scary. Like I love that kind of stuff. It kind of reminds me of the like director Guillermo. But yeah, I love that kind of stuff. And then I found, that was $2 by the way, and then I found another CD for $1, which is just the Kronos Quartet by themselves. And I found this on Spotify, and I listened to it for like 3 seconds, and I was like, that sounds good, I'll get it. Because it's like a string quartet, and I love string quartets. I love string quartet music a lot, and I've honestly just been repeating the same string quartet pieces that I found in high school, like just, like Prokofiev and Shostakovich and stuff. And I've just been repeating, listening to those, and I really needed something new to inspire me because I really want to write a string quartet. Like I really want to write, like I've written them before, but I want to write like a whole one, like a whole with different movements and everything. And I need more inspiration. And yeah, so just finding this randomly, I'm definitely gonna listen to it and get more inspiration for how to write string quartets. Then my friend that I was like digging through this like book stand with actually found this. I didn't even find it, but it's actually Two of Me by Eleanor Coppola, and it's about, I think, Sofia Coppola's mom, how her mom got cancer at a really old age and then just had like an awakening of like, well, I'm gonna die, so I want to make a movie. Like, that's what I want to do. And she would just bulldoze through any kind of like hurdles that come with making a movie, which there are a lot. She just bulldozed through all of them because she's like, I'm gonna die, I gotta get this movie made. And honestly, that's kind of how I feel about making my own movie. Like, I think I had this realization like a year ago where I was like, you know, this is my life. Like, I have to experience it, and I don't want to let like society or anyone else tell me how to experience it or what I should do with my life, because it's my life. Like, I'm the one who has to experience it, and so I need to do what I want to do with my life within reason. Like, I still have to exist within the society, you know. Um, but at the end of the day, I I have to enjoy like my life and make it my own. And I kind of realized that I did also really want to make movies, and that that's what I wanted to do and spend all my spare time on. And I just feel really grateful that I had that realization early on in life and didn't like keep going down a path that I wasn't making me happy. I actually think it's okay to go down that path that's not making you happy, as long as you are still making time for the things that do make you happy. Like, maybe you were set up to lead a certain life, have a certain job, do certain things with your life. You don't necessarily have to abandon those things to, make a movie or write a song or whatever it is that you want to do with your life. But I think since I had that realization, I've been moving more and more towards actually pursuing my dreams in the arts rather than just like romanticizing them and not actually doing anything about them. But yeah, so I'm excited to read this, and I'm sure it'll be really inspiring and stuff. And it's also published by A24 Publishing. Didn't really know that they published books. I know they published music, but I thought it was more for like movie soundtracks and stuff. But very cool. But yeah, all of that was just like $4.75. Like, I don't know. People are just trying to get rid of things, and I am here for it. But yeah, excited to go through all those things when I have breaks in between my research and my studies, because I have to pull my data from the cluster today and get back to work on my machine learning pipelines. And I don't know, I'm actually kind of excited. I think every time I work on them, I usually feel smart. Or I feel really stupid, but I usually feel smart. So, yeah, I think that'll be today. And I'm still working on my literal, like, I wrote this one song called Cloudless. I wrote the lyrics to it, and just every day I've been trying to produce it. But because I have, like, a specific way of how I want it to feel, like, I just haven't been able to come up with the right production for it. And I'm still trying to figure it out. I also feel like I don't know what I'm doing that well. Like, I think it turns out I am not too good for looking up a YouTube video on how to do something and then learning how to do it, because I thought I could just produce a song and just like do it. That I had enough experience to do that, but I spent like multiple days trying to just test ideas, and I think I've reached a point where I'm not making progress anymore, and I actually need to like start looking up like how-to videos on this and figure it out that way. I'm not too good to look up a how-to video in terms of music. But I think I just need to keep at it. Like, once I figure it out, like, I think the next song that I need to write will be easier. So I'm just trying to comfort myself that way, because I have spent like multiple days trying to produce the song and I'm not making progress. So, not anymore. So, that's probably something I'll work on in like the evening or something. So yeah, that's today.